So I've been stockpiling parts to do this one project for a while now. Okay, so I got my buddy Harinder here and he's good at wiring, so this is really gonna help this. And if you guys own a 240, you guys will know you want cookies. Every 240 person wants cookies, but they're like really expensive. So I want to create something based on the idea of cookies, if that makes sense. So these are the stock 240 taillights, and then these are the ones I got. So these are the angel eyes. I was hoping to get these guys to stick like over that, right there.
That's
right.
That'll be just like your daytime running.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna simulate a turn signal relay.
That looks so cool. Okay, so we've been trying that method of using the heat gun and it's not really working. It's just kind of really messing up the lenses actually. So Harinder has this idea of putting it inside the box and just using the heat gun to kind of create like an oven. So we just tried doing this and it's not gonna work as good as we thought it was. And I only broke like 2 spots. Alright, as you guys can see, we are in my kitchen, not my garage. And today, we're doing something a little bit different, but kind of the same. If you know that reference, then you know it. If you don't, then you don't. Anyways, something that I've been talking about for a while is doing the taillights. And I've been kind of putting them off for a while because, so I've already done it about 2 times now, and it didn't work either time. It gets a little expensive because each time you have to buy the new taillights, and they're about $140 each. Before I would try it, and I'd try and pry off the lens, and I'll break the lens because it wasn't hot enough. But today, we're gonna get it almost too hot because I've already tried 2 different times where it's not hot enough. If you get it too hot, then it has to come off, I think. I don't know. So we're gonna get the oven preheated, and then I'm gonna show you guys the taillights, and I'll kind of run you through the plans, but these are not gonna be car specific. I'm just showing you what I'm doing on my 240, and then you guys can do this at home because it's fairly simple. It's supposed to be fairly simple, and then you can do whatever you want. I'm just showing you how I'm doing it, just to give you guys a general idea. Okay, right now I have it set at 250. Last time I think I did it around 200. So this should work, I think. I don't know. This is what they look like. We're gonna take the lens off and then just kind of start freestyling. I kind of have an idea how I want to do it. Okay, the oven is heating up pretty quick right now. So once it hits 250, I'm just gonna put the taillight on the baking sheet, toss it in the oven. I think I'm gonna give it around 8 minutes. But I'm gonna be constantly watching it because I don't wanna melt it. The problem is like, I don't know what temperature the glue melts at. That's all we're trying to melt. We're just trying to melt the glue. Here we go. Oh, that was perfect timing. I feel like I'm starting a cooking channel. I hope 250 is not too hot. Okay, it's getting hot. I smell it. Uh-oh, I don't know if we're supposed to be able to smell it. Oh yeah, she smells like she was on fire. Alrighty. Oh, I'm so scared. I really don't want to crack it. All right, well, let's put it in the oven a little bit longer. It's been in there for another 6-7 minutes. Too hot to touch, so maybe that's good. Oh, man. No. This is not cool. Back in the oven we go. All right, I just broke a piece. I'm actually quite upset about it because it doesn't look good. So this video is probably never gonna see YouTube because that's what happened with my last 2. Ooh, pan's hot. That means the taillights have gotta be hot. Oh my God, I think it's working. You just gotta throw stupid amounts of heat at it. Guys, do you see this? It's working. Okay, lens is a little scratched. But it's starting to get a little bit more tough, so I'm just gonna toss it in the oven. Oh, success! Yes! Alrighty, so here's this one. Boom! That one, record time. They call me Gordon Ramsay of the automotive world. I hope this one fits. Oh yeah, she'll fit. Does she fit nice? Not really, but she kind of fits. So let's do another 13 on that. That should be the magic thing. This one, no cracks, no scratches. So heat is your friend. All right, so this is the last one. I don't know if this one's gonna be easier, harder, or what. So I think if I can peel it up and just kind of fold it up, we might be in action. I'm gonna toss it in there for a little bit longer. Oh no. The whole entire thing just melted. This is bad news. Uh-oh. Oh no. Why did you guys let me do this? Look at this taillight. Oh no. Look how it sits. Okay, well, I'm not even gonna try and peel this off because, like, look at this. This thing is so hooped. So I think I left it in the oven for too long. If you get it too hot, then it has to come off, I think. I don't know. I hope 250 is not too hot. You just gotta throw stupid amounts of heat at it. Heat is your friend. Today, we're gonna get it almost too hot. Okay, so I thought I had a spare one of those things laying around. I didn't. I thought it'd be somewhere up in the rafters. It's not. So I guess we're just gonna start doing the LED mods. Grab this box right here, because this has most of the stuff in it. Here's the little box of goodies. Here's our little halo guys. And I wanna put them somewhere inside the tails. I don't really care where. Ideally, I think it would look pretty good like this. So originally, I thought I only had two, but me being the smart guy that I am, I have two more in there. So we're gonna go like one right there, one right there on both taillights. And then I'm not sure how I want to wire them, daytime running or brake. Yeah, we'll put those into daytime running. I think that'll look cool. Now these things are sequentials. These things I got for really cheap. You guys don't know what sequentials is? I'll show you them right now. And also I'll leave a link in the description to everything so you guys can get the same stuff as me if you decide to do this. So when I say I leave links, those are affiliate links. So I do make a slight percentage, like very minimal, and it costs no extra money for you guys. So if you guys are looking for that stuff, clicking on the link helps because that money goes right into this. And when I say it's like a small percentage, it is tiny percentage. So what you do is you grab a battery, and if you guys can see, kind of positive, negative. It's just doing this. And then as soon as you do this one, touch yellow to it, it goes like this. So that's gonna be my turn signal. So here's one of the harnesses that goes to the taillights. So this one is your brake, this one's your turn signal. So super easy, you just wire it into there. You just give it power, ground, and then you put the yellow into there. So yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. It's definitely gonna bring some life to these boring taillights, but before we do any of that, we gotta get them ready for it. So we gotta get paint on them, and we just gotta figure out how to take these lens covers off, and we gotta rough that up a bit, and we'll spray it white. It'll look really cool. So when you guys do this, if your lights kind of protrude the housing, put a little towel down just so you're not scratching everything up. And on mine, it looks like there's some hot glue, but that looks like what it's holding in the housing. So I'm just gonna try my best to rip it off. I'm not sure if it takes off the glass or the actual reflective part itself. Ideally it's both, but we'll just take it off and see where that gets us. I got all three off. Instead of masking off the housing, I'm just gonna scuff everything and paint it all white. I think that'll be our best option. Before I start scuffing this is the paint that I'm gonna use. So I know it says high performance wheel coating, but it says it's good because it doesn't chip, long lasting, and it's good for plastic too. And then this is probably the best clear coat in a can you can buy, the 2K stuff. And then we gotta use a 600 grit. This taillight came apart so much faster than the other side, partially because I knew what I was doing, and I think the silicone was in a little bit differently. Now I just gotta scuff everything, like, it just roughens it up just a little bit so the paint adheres to it a little bit better. Okay, I got this one fully sanded. I got my brother over there doing that one. But this thing, I got it fully masked off. I don't need to really do the back, but I just masked up the holes. Once we get that one fully sanded, I'm gonna take the tack rag. You guys remember this from when I painted my car. That'll pick up anything. So you just rub it through, basically do it right before you're ready for paint. Grab your tack rag, and then you just wanna make sure you really get everything. Painting is the easy part, prep is the hard part. And looking at my 240, needed more prep. no more of that. We got this one done for the first coat. Now we gotta do our second coat. All right, coat 3. All right, I've done 3 light coats, 1 medium to heavy coat, and we're having a little bit of issues. There's like those things, and that's just from me not wiping it down good enough. Doesn't matter how good you wipe and prep, if your area isn't good enough, because like I got exposed ceilings, I got dust on the ground, it's never gonna be perfect. I think we might be able to touch that up at the end, like at the very end, but I'm still gonna do another coat just because like there's some areas like down in there you can kind of tell aren't perfect. But like honestly, I'm zoomed in pretty good. Can't even really tell too much. All right, so I let everything cure for 12 full hours and I'm back in here. I've been touching it just a little bit, wearing gloves, and I think we're ready for some clear coat. So there's some weird areas, like right into there, it just doesn't want to grab the paint. So like I got a light on it and I really don't know why it's doing that. I've even wiped it and then put another coat on, but that just didn't seem to fix anything. But luckily it's kind of in, and then your view's gonna be like on top, so you won't really see it. So I'm just gonna start putting down some clear coat because that's 6 coats and it's still not covering, so I'm sure it had something to do with my prep work. This one, kind of the same, a little bit down on the bottom. It's just nothing I can do. But then the good news is I gotta put like the covers, the lenses back on. So like that'll be like the red and the clear ones. And then it has like the whole entire actual lens. I'm just gonna let that stuff dry overnight. The clear coat takes a while. Cat doesn't really say how long it needs to set, but I'm just gonna assume 12 to 24 hours. So that's what I'm gonna give it. Cause like, what's the point of me trying to like mess with it right now and start hot glue and stuff? I just wanna chip it and ruin the whole thing. Alrighty guys, it has been precisely 3 days since I touched these. I let them dry inside because it was a little bit warmer, then got caught up doing other things, worked on Nikolai's Jeep, I was editing other videos, but now we're back to it. And honestly, these things turned out really good, other than the few problem areas. And you know what? The more that it dries, the more problem areas I notice. The only thing I'm banking on is when you're standing there and you're looking down, hopefully some of the lens cover it up, and then the lens is also gonna have like a red tint over it. So I think it's gonna be fine. Now that everything's cured, I'm gonna start pulling the tape off, and then we can start trying to figure out how we're gonna get these LEDs on there. All right, here's the first one with the tape off. Tape lines may not be perfect, but that's okay because I'm putting a silicone in there to hold, so you're not even gonna see that. This is the first guy that I wanna install. This one's the LED sequential. We're gonna route it from that corner up to there. I was just looking on this thing and it has a whole bunch of cut lines, so if it is too long, we can trim it down. But this is how I want this thing to fit in there, just like that. So yeah, we'll definitely have to trim it down. But the main thing is I don't know how we're gonna drill a hole and get this thing through. I'm thinking we might have to drill a hole about this size and then pull this thing through like that. Normally what I would do is drill a tiny hole, then cut this thing in half, slip it through, and then resolder. But I literally have no idea what this is. It is paper thin. It's probably one of those weird LED things where it's like, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's not normal wires like this. So I don't want to cut this because I'm scared I won't be able to solder back together. So we're gonna put the hole somewhere on that upper lip, just so you can't see it when you're looking down. And then when you're drilling on plastic that's painted like this, make sure you always put a piece of tape just so it prevents it from cracking. So there's the hole I drilled, put it just up there, and then when you're here, you can't even really tell. Got that hole the right size. I put a rotary bit in the drill, or it just opened it right up. That was perfect. I'm just gonna start peeling this thing back and putting some hot glue on it. Just start right there, see what happens. So now that's done. Now we're gonna put the lenses back in and then we're gonna do the halos. And now this is the ring light. and we just gotta try and figure out where we're gonna put it and how we want the wires to be ran. So I think I'm gonna put the holes up in there so we can just do that, and then the wires just run right through there. That one, I'll do the same up into there. So I quit using the hot glue gun and I started using a 2-part epoxy glue. So that's what I used and it looks good. You can't even really tell where there's glue. So I've been letting it dry and it's been sitting for a while. So now I want to show you guys how bright this light is because the white really reflects everything. So it'll be that bright. And then when it's turn signal, it'll be like this. Cutting. All right, we ran into a large issue. The glass doesn't fit over top of these right here and right there. Never even thought to think about that. So I grabbed the other taillight, I broke the ring off, and I just tried sticking it on the inside. Okay, well, here's this one. You guys can kind of tell they're back behind it, and you guys can definitely tell the old glue, the resin stuff on the red inner lens. The amount of trust I'm putting on that red tint to kind of hide all of my mistakes is a lot, but I have a lot of faith in it. So this one here has 2 coats. This middle piece, this junk piece, I'm just putting 2 coats on here just because I want to see what happens if I try and polish it, because I know this stuff sometimes looks a little shitty. So I'm putting 2 coats on this. I'm gonna polish this one, and if that works, then we'll do it on that one. And then this one has the 1 coat. Alrighty, it has been just under 24 hours, and honestly, these taillights look awesome. Like, I think that looks so sweet. But I do want to try and give it a polish. If we could polish it, that would be ideal because it does look a little cloudy in some spots, but if not, then whatever. But I obviously want to try it on this piece first because I don't want to go right ahead there and it doesn't work. Then these totally look different. So I got this headlight restoration kit. I was using it just to polish them up before I painted. So it comes with a 1000 grit and a 3000 grit. Then it has the stuff to put onto the polishing pad, and then it also has like a headlight sealant stuff. Okay, I just want to get a quick before so you can kind of tell it's a little foggy. Not foggy, but like hazy, I guess. That's what it looks like now, so we are definitely going to do that. Okay, so here's the old one. Here's the new one. It's kind of hard to tell, but like I can just see it's super foggy. This one is a lot more clear. We're gonna put them in, and then all I gotta do is wire it up. And I'm super excited to see what it looks like with like all the hazards on, because I think the sequentials going and everything, I think it's gonna look so cool. One thing I'm gonna do right before I put the taillights in is right around that hole and that hole, I'm gonna put some butyl tape. This stuff is just a good sealant. Make sure no water gets in behind. All right, and that's what they look like. I don't like the way it looks on camera. It looks super foggy and not good. All right, so they're pinker than I thought. When I'm in the shadow, it looks nice and red. Sunlight, it gets a little pink. All right, both of them are in, and I actually really like the way that looks. I think that looks so cool. It's like overly red. And again, looks foggy, but I promise you it's not. But it's like super, super red on the blue. I think that looks super cool. So now we got the one harness right there. We have the other guy tucked in right there. And then this, here's this wire. So we just gotta plug in the bulbs and then start cutting and splicing into wires. So I think I got it right, so let's check. So basically what we want to happen is the ring light turn on as soon as I flip the key. So hopefully that happens. Perfect. That looks so cool. So we did that one right. Now I'm gonna do the same thing to this LED, and then we also gotta work in the turn signal one. Once I get this light dialed in, then it's just rinse and repeat on the other. All right, focus for me, that'll be cool. There it is. Okay, so it is now the next day. I wired up the second one, grabbed the camera, flipped the ignition on, let's see if it works. So, hopefully, I did this one a little bit differently. As you guys can tell, there's a whole bunch of butt connectors everywhere. This, ow, the exhaust, that hurt. Right there, that actually hurt quite a bit. This one I just soldered, so it looks a lot cleaner, even though the wires still look like they're a mess. So I only did the rings, and both the rings are working, perfect. Now I just gotta do the strip on this one side, and then hopefully everything works. All right, moment of truth. Let's do this. Okay, it's going slow. That's good, it's not hyper flashing, I don't think. Moment of truth. Boys, that's it. Yes. That looks so good. That looks so good. I am ecstatic. Holy. This could be my favorite mod that I've done in a long time. Okay, here we go. I'm just gonna turn off the lights. Door closed. Let's see. Damn. That looks so sick. All right, so I really don't know how I can one-up these taillights anymore. I don't think there's anything I can do to make it better than how it is right now. Who knows? Down the road, I might put in kookies because they are the superior lights. I just want to do something custom because I haven't done anything like this in a long time. So I know I'm missing this piece. I actually don't have it because this is the thing that was supposed to go in there, and as you guys know, it's super bent and broken. And then hopefully I get the kooky one at some point. If you guys are still watching, I really appreciate you guys because you guys stuck it out the whole entire thing, and I know these videos can be a little long. I try and trim out all of the fat that I can. I'm just doing so much stuff, and so much stuff doesn't work. And sometimes I don't have an option for it to be this long, otherwise I start cutting out important parts and you guys get all confused, and like, it's my fault if I do that. I thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you come back to the next one. See you later.